Hey y'all, today we're making thumbnails like how B Simone does for her podcast. So you can see the vibes right here, okay. But specifically, I'm gonna do episode 30. I'm gonna try to recreate that one. So I'm using Photoshop, of course. So go ahead and open up Photoshop. The size that your document needs to be is 1280 pixels. So make sure you change this to pixels, and it's not in inches or anything else. So put it in pixels. So it's 1280 pixels by 720. So I always put my resolution at 300 for some reason. Everything else here is good. Now you can hit create. So this is how your document should look. I'm gonna just like do something random, and I'm gonna go ahead and save my file. I'm gonna just overwrite the one that I already have called B Simone. All right, so I just do this just so that way I already have it saved ahead of time. All right, so what I want to do is kind of look at the vibe here and see like what it's made of. So it's really just a background that's blurred and 3 cutouts of people or 2, and then there's just text on it. So it's really just that simple. So I'm doing episode 30. So I'm gonna just get a screenshot right here from the video. I make sure it was on 1080p already, so it will be a high quality picture and not blurry or anything. If you're on a Windows computer, you want to hold down the Windows logo, Shift, and then S, as in snake. And then you'll see that the screen will get dim, and then you can click and drag and then let go to get your screenshot. So here's the difference between doing this on a Mac and a Windows computer. On a Windows computer, when you do this, you have the image in your clipboard. So by that, you can just come over here in the Photoshop and then hit paste, and now the image is there. But on a Mac computer, you want to hold down Command, Shift, and 4, and then you can click and drag, and then have the selection. But it'll save it as a picture instead. So just let you know that part there. That's the difference. All right, so I have this image of her cut out. So I gotta get 3 images of the people, and then I gotta get an image of the entire background with them in it, and then I'll be good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hit save on that one. Let's get another one. So the kind of hard part is that they're going back and forth from each person, and I want to get something where it's like they don't look mad or anything. She looked mad right here. If I was to get a screenshot of that. All right, so I'll get that one. So I'll screenshot this one, and then I'll show you how to cut it out and everything. All right, paste that one over here. Make sure I'm saving it. Go back over here, and I gotta get one more of Jess. Come on, YouTube. It's gonna be a minute. I was just trying to get a good one. That's what's taking me so long. I don't want her looking like mad or nothing. And I'm trying to get her hand to be in it. I'll get that one, whatever. All right, get that one, screenshot it, and there we go. All right, so now I got the 3 screenshots of them. Make sure you're saving. Now I want to get a screenshot of the entire setting, and this part shouldn't be hard. See, it's already there. So it's going to be blurred, so it doesn't matter what their faces are looking like or anything. So I'm gonna just go ahead and sometimes I'll get the screenshot here. Sometimes I'll get it when it's not full screen. It don't matter. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and screenshot this one, and there we go. All right, let's go back into Photoshop, paste it here. And I'm not gonna cut this video up because I want y'all to see just how fast this whole process is. All right, so the background, the image of all of them, that needs to go down here at the bottom. And this white background that I have here, I can really just delete it. I don't even need it. But yeah, so I'm gonna click on this little eye right here to hide the other layers, and now I only want this one. So all these little checkerboard things here, that just means it will be a transparent image if you were to export it, but you want to cover up everything. So if I get this image and try to make it fit the top and the bottom, you see how it kind of cuts them out a little bit. That's okay because the image is going to be blurred anyways, but I still want to try to include them in here all the way. So I'm gonna just scrunch it, and I know it looks really distorted, but it won't matter because it's going to be blurred. So let me make sure I hit save on that. All right, so I'm gonna right click on this layer, make it a smart object, and that's good to have because it helps you to edit things later. So yeah, so let's go up to filter, blur, and then Gaussian blur, and this one already looks good right here. You can kind of see through the background here, but I'm gonna fix that. So if you have your blur too low, once you add the cutouts on top of it, it's gonna mesh everything together in a bad way. And then if it's too high, it'll look like this, and that's not cute. So I'm gonna just put mine around like 9. 9 looks good. Okay. So I'm gonna just hit okay. Make sure I'll save that too. So for the background, I'm gonna just do a color. Let's see how that looks. So I'm gonna come down here to this little half and half circle. Then I'm gonna go to solid color, and I'm gonna just do black. Black is 6 zeros going across, by the way. Don't get like a, you know, a dark gray. Get black, 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 black. Okay, I'm gonna put that under there and see how that looks. Perfect. So now it's not see-through anymore. Okay, alrighty, and now let's go ahead and get the cutouts of everybody. So I want her to be, let's see, I want Megan to be about like right there. I'm gonna have Simone to be on the right side, and I want Jess to be in the middle. Okay, and you want them to be about the same size. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I want all these to be smart objects too. So I'm gonna right click that one, convert it to a smart object, and this one and this one. It just helps you to be able to edit more and like go back. Like if you mess up on something, you're able to go back and fix it a lot of times. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and hide these top two, and I'm gonna just edit Megan. So what you want to do is, there's a lot of ways to cut out things in Photoshop, by the way, but this is just, to me, one of the easiest ways. So I'm gonna go to select and then subject. So Photoshop will do its best to try to select the subject in the image for you, so that way you can prepare to cut it out. Oh, is it gonna crash? I think it's gonna crash on me. It really crashed on me. Well, it does kind of use like a lot of power, because when I do it on my laptop, it make it run like there's an airplane taking off. So we're just gonna do a different method. Ugh, I really didn't want to, but we're gonna have to. You're gonna have to. My bad, y'all. My bad. All right, let's open it back up. Okay, so and that's why, remember I told you to keep saving your stuff? That's why, in case it crashes. All right, so I got this open here. I'm gonna just zoom in, and remember, if you want to zoom in or zoom out, hold down Control or Command if you're on a Mac. Hold down Control and then hit plus to zoom in, and then hit minus to zoom out. All right, so let's see, what can I do? Another method you could use is the quick selection tool, and it's right here. And if you kind of just click and hold it down, then it selects all this stuff. It'll do its best to select what it should. But you see how it's kind of like selecting the background here. That's the part that gets kind of annoying. I'm gonna just hit the minus one. I'm just kind of go over that. So if you kind of just keep tweaking it, it'll know to pick it up eventually. It's not gonna be perfect. You're gonna have to go in there and clean it up yourself, but that's perfectly normal. Okay, so I got that selected. Everything isn't perfect, but we'll get it in a minute. Let's go up to select and mask up here. And ooh, I think I lied. There we go. I'm gonna click on the onion skin thing. I was looking for it. There we go. All right, but if you kind of play with the transparency, you see what you have selected or haven't selected. So if I do it just like a little bit, put it at like 87%, I'm gonna make sure that I have the quick selection tool on right here, and make my brush a little bit smaller, make sure it's on the plus sign, and I can kind of just click here one time to try to bring her pinky back. And you're gonna have the purple in between, but that's just something you're gonna have to do yourself, and just kind of try to clean it up by yourself. So I'm gonna just hit okay, and just to make the other edges a little bit smoother, I'm gonna increase this smooth, and I'm gonna increase the contrast a little bit. So that way over here on the left side looks a lot more crisp, and around the mic stand it looks more crisp. All right, so I'm gonna hit okay, and I'm gonna hit this rectangle that has a circle on it, and it's called a layer mask, by the way. So you have this. So now once you click on the layer mask, you see you have this thing right here, and that is your layer mask. So you're gonna use that to bring things back or to take things out of your selection. So I'm gonna just hit B as in boy on the keyboard, or you can just click on the brush tool right here, and you're gonna be using the colors black and white. So black is to take things away, white is to bring things back. So I want to take away all these parts up here around her head, so I'm gonna make sure black is up here, And I can just use my brush to make it bigger or smaller. To make it bigger, use the right bracket, and it kind of looks like this. And the right bracket is to make it bigger, the left one is to make it smaller. Okay, so if I just kind of start drawing around here, you see it's kind of like fuzzy on the edges. You see how it's like really soft. If you don't want that, then what you can do is just switch your brush to a hard round brush instead of the soft round one, and it'll kind of make it just do this. So but yeah, there's a million ways that you can cut things out on Photoshop. This isn't the ideal way. I would have used the other method if it didn't crash on me. But yeah, on your thumbnail, take your time, make it look good. I don't want to take up your time and, you know, try to make this look real neat, because it's gonna take me a minute. Plus, something else I do too is I use an actual tablet to like draw it in, and it's so much quicker. Oh my gosh. So yeah, and if you want to get a tablet, don't think you got to get an iPad. You can just get a little like tablet and connect it to the computer, so you got to like draw on it and look up as you know, as you're drawing. But yeah, and you can get a cheap one like for $30. Like, you do not have to spend $1 million on a tablet. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be name brand either, but you can get that off of Amazon. All right, so whatever I just did on the last one, I'm gonna do it to this one. So I'm gonna just do the quick selection tool, because I can't do the other method. If the select subject thing works for you, go ahead and do that. It's pretty much the same thing as this. It selected the whole thing. Oh my gosh. This is why I don't like working with this thing. But yeah, just do what works for you, y'all. Oh my gosh. Didn't even get her hair right there. Oh my lord. Lord. I'm doing my best here. I'm gonna just go ahead and hit this button. This is everything it got. Like, let me undo that. Let me go up to select and mask, and I want to bring some of that stuff back. And you ain't gotta like click and hold the mouse down and drag it. Sometimes I'll just click one time to bring things back, and it'll realize what it is that I want. Okay, I need to bring back this part of her face. Now the mic stand, I'll try to get a little bit of that. Ooh, never mind, undo. And to undo, hold down Control and then hit Z. Or if you're on a Mac, hold down Command and then hit Z, in case you didn't know. All right, I gotta get rid of the couch, get rid of the couch, get rid of the couch, get rid of the couch. All right, let's see what I got. That looks decent. I can make it look better. But again, on your thumbnail, take your time. So this is just me kind of messing around. All right, so I got out the bulk of it. Make sure you hit save. I'm gonna get my brush, go over here to my layer mask. I'm gonna get rid of all this area, get rid of that. So yeah, this is just me kind of like rushing through it. But yeah, there we go, bam. All right, I got Jess in there. I guess I'll get rid of that part too. I got Jess in there. You want them to be about the same size. Now I gotta get B Simone on here. So I'm gonna go up to the quick selection tool. Go ahead and try to get all of this. And the top of her hair, the side of her hair. There we go. Now I'm gonna go over here. It really doesn't matter what order you do this stuff in. All right, then I'm gonna go up here, get the brush, make sure I'm in my layer mask. I wanna bring back this part of her arm, make sure I'm on the color white. Bring that stuff back. Again, don't come for me because my stuff don't look neat. I ain't got my tablet by me right now. I don't feel like getting up to go get it. All right, and then, just get all in the cracks and crevices. Or if you're annoyed with this, you can just look up another video of how to like cut things out quicker. People might tell you about the pen tool. That's a good one. I just ain't feel like teaching it to you today. All right. But I do tell my other students about it though. All right. So let's say you got this cut out too. There you go. Boom, bam, bam. So now you're almost done. You gotta add the text to it and then you'll be done. Okay, so at the very top, I think it says like, it'll say episode and then the number, and then it'll say, like whatever the topic is. So I'll put ep 444. And then I'll do white. And I'm gonna show you something else. This is a little bonus feature. I'll show you that too when I get done. All right, so I'm gonna just get that. Oh, I don't think I told you how to do that part. My bad. I was just moving. So you can hit the text tool right here. It's the letter T, or you can hit T on the keyboard. That's a little shortcut. So when you're making your text box and clicking and dragging it out, if you try to drag it out and you do something like this and you don't see anything, it's just because your text that's in there, the number is too big. So if you kind of come right here and drag it down by like a lot, then you might be able to see it. With it still selected, just go on there and make that number a lot smaller. So, you know, then you'll be able to see it. But like right now, if I type in 100, well, hold on, wait. If I type in 250, I won't see anything. So just go on there and make that number a lot smaller, and then you'll be good. So I'm gonna put it back at 20. There we go. Okay, so, and if you want to use this font, it's called Akira Expanded. It's a really good font. I got it for free online. So I'm gonna just put EP 444. If you want to change the color, just select everything, come up here, and you can just make it white. The color white, the hex code, which is this little pound sign and this right here, is 6 F's going across. So if it's like an off-white, something like this, that's saying F3, F3, F3. That's not pure white. So you want to put it at the very top and the very left corner, so that way you get pure white, in case you didn't know. All right, so let's go ahead and make this little text box a little bit smaller. All right, so we got that. I'm gonna just go ahead and duplicate this. So if you want to, oh, my bad. Oh, okay. If you want to, what you could do is just hit the T and then draw out another text box. But I move a lot faster when I'm designing, so I like to hold down the Alt key, and if you hold it down, then you'll see that the cursor changes right here. If I zoom in, will you see the difference? Kinda. So yeah, you see how there's like a double cursor now when you hold down Alt? That means to duplicate something. So listen to this part, it's kind of tricky. If you hold down Alt and drag your object, let go of the mouse first and then let go of the keyboard, then it'll duplicate it. Now I'm gonna show you what happens if you don't let go of the mouse first, because sometimes people will be moving so fast and they let go of the keyboard first and then they let go of the mouse. Oh, never mind. But sometimes if you let go of the keyboard first, then it won't duplicate it. It'll just drag the original. So pay attention to that. All right. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and click and drag this out, make this text box wider. Why I keep hitting the Windows button? Oh my goodness. All right. And I'm gonna just call this something moving to ATL. I don't know. All right. So they usually put their like the, what's the word? Like the title, they'll put it like at the very bottom. Not the title, but like the topic, you know. They'll put it at the very bottom of their thumbnail. And I'm gonna show you what I would do to make it pop a little bit more. So if you just have this, I'm gonna make it thumbnail size so you can see it. I can't really read that, you know, so I'm gonna show you what they do. If you look at these examples, there's kind of like this drop shadow on there. You see how behind like episode 30 right here, there's like some black behind where it says episode 30. So that's a drop shadow. So I'm gonna show you how to do that part. I lost Photoshop. Where is it? Okay, there we go. All right. So if you go to over here in your layers panel where it says episode 444, double click on that, and you'll get this new window right here. So at the very bottom, yours might not be at the bottom. If you don't see where it says drop shadow, just click on where it says FX here, and then click on drop shadow. Okay. So click on drop shadow. And now you see it there. If you hit reset to default, then it'll look like this. But if you want it to kind of pop a little bit more, you can increase the distance or the spread. If you kind of just play around with this, it'll just do a lot of different combinations of things. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit reset to default. I'm gonna increase the opacity. And if you put your mouse out here, you can see how it turns into like these arrows. If you click and drag it down a little bit and then over to the right, I think that looks good, about right there. And if it's not letting you drag it, then just hit OK, like just hit OK like this, and then go back in there and then try to go to drop shadow and then drag it. Sometimes it like needs to refresh. So, but yeah, that looks good there. And if you want to copy the same settings from the episode layer until the moving to ATL layer, then what you can do is right here where it says FX, hold down the Alt button and we'll be, you know, copying it down onto that layer, or I mean up to that layer. So if I hold down Alt and hover right here, click and drag, now you see how it's trying to copy it. Let go of the mouse and then let go of the keyboard. Now you see the effect is on there. So let me go ahead and save that. All right, so that's how they do theirs. So if you're done watching this video, then okay, I'll see you later. But if you want to try to make it pop a little bit more, this is what I like to do. I like to, so I'm gonna go to where it says episode 444. I'm gonna go to where it says stroke, and I'm gonna do that. Okay, so what this is, you just make and a stroke means an outline, by the way. So make sure that the color here is black. So black is 6 zeros going across. And for the position, I always put it on outside. I don't check overprint. You want the opacity to be 100. Yeah, all that stuff. This part here is how you can make the outline thicker or thinner. So I like to do things like this. So I got that on 10 right there. I'll do the same thing for where it says move it to ATL. Stroke. Right now it's on 9, but I'll put it on 10. And yeah, this kind of helps it to pop a little bit more. So yeah, so because I mean, like, as you're kind of scrolling through, it's hard to see, and I'll show you what I mean in a second. Oh snap. Okay, so if you go onto their page, you see how like on B Simone's shirt right here on the right side, it has a pattern on it, so it's hard to read where it says the word breaking. So it says setting standards and breaking, but you can't really read breaking because it's kind of, you know, playing tricks on your eyes. And it's kind of like that on all of them. I'm like, dog, I can't read that. Huge announcement looks good, but you know, down here I can't read that. So I would just move the title up if I was them. So this is something else I'll do just to make the thumbnail kind of pop a little bit. And I'm eating a cop shot, so I'm sorry. Anyways, so I'll put this up here. I'll get moving to ATL, and that looks a lot better, right? But if you want to do something else, this is what you can do. I'll curve it. So I'm gonna go into moving ATL. I'm gonna double click on this T right here, and up here you'll see a T with like a curved line under it. Click on that, and where it says style, click on that, and then click arc, and now it'll curve it for you. But you don't want to curve that much. You just want it to be a little something, you know, just something slight. I'll put it on 20, and then you can just hit the check mark up there, and then you can move it down, and now it's kind of like arching over them, so it kind of fits them. It's like you're making this invisible container for them to fit into, so it looks real nice. For the episode number, I'll probably do the same thing for that too. It still looks good like this, but I think I might want to curve it. Let me just try to see how it looks. Arc, the number I used was, I think I did 20, right? Yeah, that looks good. Hit the check mark, bring it down. It looked kind of weird. Let me hit undo. I might need to lower the number. Arc. Let me try it on 10 and see how that, yeah, 10 looks a lot better. Okay, there we go. Yeah, because before it was looking kind of weird. That looks decent. All right, but yeah, that's the end of this video. Another thing you need to know is when you have stuff like text or whatever, don't have it too close to their head. So I think I'll just move this part up a little bit. If you want to make the outline thicker, do that. If you want to have a outline of a different color, I guess I'll go to stroke and then hover this out here to get like that pink color. You can do that. Ooh, that look good. Hold on, get a drop shadow, increase the distance. Ooh, that look good. Hold on, I'm playing, but that really look good. It kind of look good, y'all. But yeah, you can do something like that if you want to, just to make it pop. Okay, yeah, I'm done. All right. Okay, I'm done. So if y'all have any other like YouTubers that have certain styles of thumbnails and you want me to recreate it and show you how to do it, I can. So I hope y'all enjoyed this, and if you want to just send me any of your thumbnails, you can send it to me on Instagram, or you can send it to me on through my email. So I'll put all those below. And yeah, I'll see y'all next one. Bye.